Good afternoon and welcome back to Ulti.
Mate!
I'm Stefan Rapazzo and I'm joined here by Alistair Dunn. We're going to take you through this week's action and this week's power rankings. Let's see who comes out on top for the power ranks. Cobras had the bye week. And the number one spot goes to...
the men in green, the Heroes, with a huge win this week over the Dojo.
Heroes, first time up top of the power rankings. Al, we're going to go over the Heroes. Tell me one player you think is making a big impact for the Heroes that puts them up to the number one spot.
Well, I think it's our man George Silent Salisbury. The goss is that Silent's been not so silent this season. He's talking up a storm, he's calling lines, he's getting those boys organised. I think that is what the Heroes need, and that's why they're on top of the power rankings this week.
Excellent. I agree completely. George is a tough man to stop. I like Seb Brown. He's been playing well, like I said, through the winter. Been playing the handle role instead of trying to put him downfield, and it seems to be working for the Heroes. Playing with him on a Monday night, he's getting the job done. This week, the Heroes, they'll see Slamtown.
Playing us.
Big game.
Big game.
Who do you like, Al?
Well, I can't go past Slamtown. I think we're playing well at the moment. Obviously got a vested interest, but it's going to be Slamtown. In a tight game, 4 points.
4 points.
14-10.
14-10, I like it. Certainly not going to disagree with you. I like Slamtown. I'll say we're going to win by 5 in this one.
5.
We'll say, and we'll get to points 15-10. We'll see you then, Heroes. And in the number 2 spot, we've got
the Northside Cobras.
Northside Cobras. Tell us about them, Al. What's happening over in Cobra Land?
Well, they've been strong all season. They're 5-1. One minor hiccup in a sudden death sort of game against us. We'll probably be disappointed not to be in number 1 spot again. Sorry, Reese.
I'd imagine you're right after hearing some of that chirp on the sideline last time out. Cobras come off a bye week. Who do you like on the Cobras, Al?
Well, I'm going to go with the leadership again. I think Liam Gillian's come back into the fold this year. He's doing a good job in getting those boys organised, motivated, getting them there every week, and I think that's been a factor for them doing so well this season.
Indeed.
Well played, wet
shoulder. He brings a bit of grit to that team with the leadership.
Absolutely.
I'm going to mention Troy Booth. Funnily enough, another player who plays with me on Monday night on Cadillac.
Is there a pattern here?
I don't know. We'll see if I can get through the whole league like this. However, Troy Booth, he fits the mold for the Cobras. He's tall, quick, can throw, just adds to the system, and he's really helping them get those wins.
Absolutely.
Next week, the Cobras will be playing Blitz.
Blitz, back to the start.
Who do you like? What do you think the score will be?
It's going to be the Northside in a comfortable game. I'm saying 15-6. 15-6.
15-6. I'll say Blitz come back with a little bit of fire, but it's going to be Cobra winning. I'll say by 6 this time, 15-9.
15-9. All right, let's see what happens on the night.
Let's see who's got the number 3 spot. And in the number 3 spot, we've got
the Slamtown Flatball Club.
What a club they are.
Absolutely love them.
Last week, what happened there, Al? Talk about the game a bit more.
Pretty comfortable game.
13-man roster on Thursday night. Rolled through the numbers, didn't seem to be a problem. The depth was okay there.
All good.
Talking about a couple of your teammates, one of your teammates, who do you like going here?
Well, I'm actually going for the triple threat this week. Stone Boys, all 3 of them. Abraham,
Stoners.
Isaac, Jordan. 3 pairs of cleats this week. They're getting the job done. You know, they're playing well, and that chemistry, that brotherly love. You know,
it's all happening. We can tell them apart now with Abraham getting the haircut and Isaac still
and the beanie on the night helps.
The beanie
on the night helps.
Makes himself a good target. The Stone Boys.
Yep.
And I'm going to talk about Boo Andy Lawson.
Andy Boo Lawson.
Andy Boo Lawson. You know, the Canadian handler. He's stepping in. He's making some great throws. He's scoring goals, and
he's throwing a few hammers now, which, you know, when he first arrived, I wouldn't expect him to see.
And he's starting to trigger a couple deep ones. So look out for Boo Lawson when he gets it on that corner, because he's becoming less and less shy every season.
Absolutely. Find his place.
And we talked about next week's game against the Heroes. We both like the
Slamtown.
Let's see who's coming in. In the number 4 spot.
Number 4 spot, we have the Dojo Mojo.
Dojo Mojo. Like we said, Universe Point game lost last week.
Absolutely. Tough loss.
Tough loss. Anything missing there for the Dojo?
Well, I did cast my eyes over the lineup and noticed that they were missing a certain Fatty. Can the Dojo play without Fatty?
You mentioned he was a key last week.
Absolutely.
He was busy in Japan. I hope we had a good time there. Let's have a look at the rest of this Dojo roster there. Who do you like in the Dojo roster who's doing some damage?
It's hard to go past young Pete Allen. Like, he's tall, he's fast, he catches anything. When he's on his game, they're a hard team to stop.
Best receiver in Queensland right now?
Best receiver in Queensland right now. One of the best in the country.
Indeed he is. Stephen Cameron, the captain of the Dojo. A remarkable man drives his orange Porsche and
Nice Audi these days. I see him ducking out in on Thursday night.
Stephen, he's
impeccably presented.
a snappy dresser. And on the Ultimate Field, he's tall. So Dojo next week will be playing.
Well, it's the Moreton Bay Bugs. It's a classic rivalry. It's going to be a tough one to pick. Who do you like?
I think I'm going to say the upset.
The upset.
And I'm going to take the Bugs by one. I think the Bugs they're scrapping. They're getting a little bit of their groove.
Yeah.
I think they can fight one off and take down the Dojo.
Right, I'm going to have to go against you here. I'm going with the Dojo by probably 3 or 4 points. Let's say a 13-10 scoreline.
To the Dojo.
Tight game, but the Dojo are going to take it.
And that's it for our number 4 spot. Let's see who takes in the number 5 spot.
The number 5 spot this week, we have the Moreton Bay Bugs.
Buggers got themselves a win.
Yeah, one of few this season. Only 2, I believe.
Their second win of the first half of the season here.
Yeah.
They're going to want a few more than that. They still mathematically could get into the Final Four.
They're going to have to turn their season around if they've got any hope of making semis, let alone having a crack at the title.
They'll be looking to steal the win this week right away from the Dojo.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this roster here. Who do you see? Who do you like on the Moreton Bay Bugs?
We're going to have a little bit of a chat about Tim Johnson this morning or this afternoon. He's a fairly young player. He's getting better every week. He's fast. He's got decent throws and it's beautiful, beautiful skin.
I hear they rave about
Huge in Japan. Huge in Japan.
I hope that path's going well for him too. I'm going to mention the Adam Bojangles.
Adam Bojangles.
He's a writer on the Bub blog, and but on the field, I think he's got to bring some of that Firestorm captaincy to the Bugs. He went to the Bugs, loaned him to the Heroes
Tough
before.
kid. There's a lot of experience on that line, but somebody needs to
step up
get him in
and
shape,
grab the bull by the horns, and that could be Jangles' job. Let's see who comes in the number 6 spot. In the number 6 spot.
The 6th spot this week, we have Blitz, led by Christopher Cunliffe. Tough game last week, as we mentioned before. But it's tough when you lose like that. But you got to look at their roster. They've got some serious up and comers there. They're going to be getting better every week. They've just got to keep plugging away.
They got to find a way to rebound right now and stop the bleeding. Talk to me about somebody who jumps out on that roster to you.
Well, Chris Davis. Spesh.
The other Spesh.
The other Spesh. Spesh number 2.
Adelaide Spesh.
Whatever we want to call him. Chris Davis, he's a fine player. He's one of the fittest men in Brisbane Ultimate.
Indeed.
Yeah, he's a bit damaged. He keeps going out in the footy field.
Indeed, and he wears high socks. So you always got to
wear high socks.
Do you always get to like a player who wears high socks?
I don't know whether you can say that. Don't have to always like him, but I like this player.
You always notice a player who's got high socks.
Notice a player in high socks. Yeah.
Indeed. I'll go on and talk about Captain. Speaking of damaged goods, Chris, how my back is sore. Cunliffe, I think Jangles wrote about him on the Bob, giving him that new nickname, which got a chuckle out of me as well. But Cunliffe, when he's on. He's probably the best defender in Queensland right now. He's got the full package as far as tools go. What he needs is to get his captaincy working here. His motivational, his rebounding for his team.
And to be honest, I think he needs to take a few more shots on the field.
Yeah.
He's the man on that team that can be taking shots, that should be taking shots, and I think he needs to roll the dice a bit for these young receivers.
Let's see who takes up the basement. I think we already know. And in the number 7 spot.
Number 7 spot, we have the Ugu Lovers.
We knew they were going to be
in the
there.
basement.
In the basement. Haven't found a win yet. Getting better every week.
I don't know if you can say that. I haven't seen much of their play, though. Let's be fair. I haven't seen much of their play.
They had a lot of players away the last 2 weeks. Been struggling, but been getting lines out there. And they got to be improving. There's no way they couldn't be. But I still, it's going to be a while till they get a win.
I don't know where that win's going to come from.
Who can do something to turn the season around?
Well, Steve Daly could do something to change this season.
Steve
almost
Daly
any way.
Could do anything at any given time, really.
Yeah, he's he's a bit of a wild man.
Absolutely, Steve Daly.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention on here, somebody jumps out at me, they must be special because people like Cher, Pele, Madonna, Ronaldo.
They've got one thing in common.
What is that one thing they've got in common, Al?
They've only got the one name.
And so does Syakir.
On
the UQ Lovers roster. Syakir, I did mark him. He's a short little dude. Complexion like mine, pretty much a dark fella as well. But anyways, Syakir, with one name, we expect some big things out of you with everybody else we've compared. Next week, Lovers got the bye week out. Well, that about wraps up our show, this week's edition of the Video Power Rankings. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, joined by
Aldon.
We're glad you joined us. Please leave your comments below. I think they'll be
Down
underneath
there somewhere.
somewhere. But thanks again.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for watching. Ulti. Bye.